Alright, what you see here is a Hunter Discovery ceiling fan. Got this back in 2015 from Mark Wilson as a graduation gift from high school. This fan, well, it was a gift, but it was also a fan I bought from him. It was the Westinghouse Bethany. In a sense, that was a graduation gift. But I viewed this one more as a graduation gift because this was something that was more special to me in a sense. But yeah, I know a lot of people like these fans, especially kids, so I figured I'd bring it back for a remake. And it's definitely well due for one as well. And yeah, it's actually first fan I'm testing as of this year, aside from what I've already revealed. But yeah, it's definitely one. Well, after the Delta 2, I've already revealed, but this is the second one I'm testing. Though it might not go up after other ones, it might go up before, but who knows. But although this might go up first before the Delta 2, but I'm not revealing which Delta 2 it is that I tested before this one. But yeah. This fan is not in as good of a condition as it used to be. I mean, it still runs well and everything's just more scuffed up compared to before. And I am doing the same way I tested that Delta 2, where in case you guys haven't seen it yet, or if it's not up yet, for some fans I am going to be shutting off this light and just relying on the ones behind me because some of them, it'll cause more of a glare on the fan depending on the finish it's in. As you can see, it causes somewhat of a glare on the finish, and it causes the coloration not to really pop out at you as much, like on this fan. So like as some of you might remember with the Low Profile 2 and Anything Brass I tested back towards December of 2019, but you guys are just seeing it now. There was a little bit of glare on that fan. Something I'm noticing is fans that have more of a finish like this, where they're shinier, looking that reflect off the light, up here tend to cause more of a glare and distracts from the actual coloration of the fan. Sometimes that works with black fans as well, and not really with the white fans. Doesn't really have an issue with that, but certain finishes it kind of causes an issue. So I'm going to be doing that with most of the fans I test this year. But probably not with the white ones, but black ones is black. Almost any other finish. I might do that polished brass. I'm not sure yet, but we'll see. And I am showing off the space blades facing down first, obviously. And I do have the 2-star pull chains that were original to it. I never showed it when I tested it because obviously these are metal pulls. I didn't want it to bang against the globe shade. But yeah, it's a really cool fan, and I am glad that they still make these to this day. I'm not sure how well they are compared to the older version like this one is. This one has the older Hunter logo right there. The blade arms are what really suffered the most damage because back then I didn't really store the blade arms away properly like I do now, and they got scuffed somewhat because of it. But everything is original to this fan, except for the light bulbs. Honestly, I put different light bulbs since this fan is already 10 years old as of this year, as it's from the 11th week of 2010. So it's right when Hunter started to somewhat go downhill slightly, but not with all of the models. This one's still one of the ones that, and I think to this day, is one of the ones that still performs well. But this one performs just like a regular Hunter fan. So yeah. And then this is definitely one that a lot of people have been requesting a remake of. So I figured I'd wait closer to like when I had it for 5 years to release it back on, just to put it back up for a video. But yeah, it's really a fan I like a lot. Some of the blades got a little scuffed here and there. Black side got scuffed a little bit because it fell with the way I used to store them at the old apartment. But yeah, my mom likes this fan a lot still. She still wants it, but I told her I'm not going to give her this one, but I'd get her another one just like it because this is a special one to me since it was a graduation gift. And also, I think there's also my first brushed knuckle fan too, so it's special in that regard as well. But yeah, let's go ahead and show off the white. And this is what I really love about the fan, obviously. That's the main selling point, is the globe on it. Especially looking at it from below, it's really cool looking. But the kids fan, well, it is a kids fan and it's not, I guess. It is more geared as a kids fan, but I feel like it could work out anywhere. it's cool enough that somebody could probably just buy it and just not use it as a kid's fan, in all honesty. The only thing I feel like it makes it more of a kid's fan is just those rocket ships on the blades. If it didn't have that, just the regular space blades, I think it would look more less than a kid's fan. Yeah. Let me light up the space. Turn off the light. It lights it up pretty well. It's a little bit dim, which I'm not surprised coming. The shade is kind of dark, but it does light up the space pretty well, considering that. So, yeah, let me go ahead and shut off the light. And I did shorten the pull chains on it, because these do come with pretty long pull chains, but I didn't want them to be out of the frame, so I had to shorten them a bit. But yeah, let's go ahead and start the fan off on low. And you might be thinking that the shade's loose. It is not. It's just a thing that holds the whole light. I loosened it a bit because it causes a lot of strain when I pull this chain. So I figured I'd do that so I won't risk breaking it. So that way it will kind of bend with the chain as I pull it. Now, for those who remember, in the original video, the story behind this fan is that it was at a friend of Mark's place. One night, Mark went to a party, he slept over. It was like in a guest room or something from the previous owners. And then they were going to move out, and they took down his fan, they were going to throw it out, and Mark said that he'd buy it off them. So, and that was when Mark messaged me saying that since he knew I like hunters and such, that, there was a hunter fan, this one, that his friend was throwing out, that he would buy it off them and sell it to me. So that's what we did. The rest of the house had like Harbor Breeze thingies, like builders or something like that, from what Mark told me. But remembering this as a childhood fan, since these first came out in 2008, I figured I'd get it. And also it was an earlier one too, so I figured might as well get it. The newer ones look the same, but the globe I noticed is a bit wider on it, and it kind of gets closer to the. It's a little bit bigger than the globe on this one, I've noticed. But it doesn't really look that much different, and it has like the newer Hunter logo on it. That's all I can really say. I haven't really seen them both next to each other to really compare it, but they do look a little bit different, just a tiny bit. Now, I'm not sure how well the newer one performs compared to this one, but this one performs really well. But I haven't really seen any issues with the newer ones, so I'd assume that they're still as good as, probably not as good as this one, but I'm assuming they're still a well-made fan for what they are. Now, my mom wanted this in her bedroom at the old apartment, but I wasn't going to have it with the black blades facing down, obviously, because she doesn't like the rockets on this fan, which I agree. I like it, but I kind of wish that at least one side had this either plain black blades like this one does, or at least the other side is just plain stars with no rockets. I think that would at least look nice to give it less of a kid look. But it's a really cool fan. I do like it a lot. Something I'd even consider putting in the office, but with just the black side facing down. But we were gonna put this in my mom's room, but then I got the Hunter right at home, and I figured that would look better for my mom's room, and it would give off more light. But yeah, it's still a thing my mom likes a lot to this day, and I like it a lot as well. It's one of the few kid fans, and I put kids fan in quotation marks in the description because, well, when I do the description, because it kind of is a kids fan, but it's not 100% a kids one, I guess. I mean, I feel like the Rockets make it, but have like another side to it that's more of an adult look and such. Plus, a space themed fan is, I mean, in some ways it's not really a kid themed. If it was like let's say like, a Mickey Mouse fan, for example, yeah, that's definitely kids themed, but or like those Princess Dollhouse type fans, like those are kids fans, but like something that kind of has like sports or something like that, or something like this. They kind of can be viewed as a kids fan, and they can also be like just a unique looking one. And in this case, they kind of view it more of a unique looking fan. Yeah, definitely as well and well. And it's a 48-inch fan as well. Yeah, definitely it's a cool looking fan. I'm really glad to have this one up for the video. It's been one I've been wanting to do a remake of for a few years now, but just never got around to doing it. Oh, there we go. Still kind of playing around with the lighting setting and how it makes it look. I gotta just turn on a third light here just so I can show the globe and the blades better. Sometimes the globe will cause a lot of glare when I have the light on and such. So you only really see the light, and the mode is kind of invisible. So that's why I press the camera settings so I can focus more on the globe. So that way it eliminates that look. Because if I do it like this, you can barely see the motor. And basically, I'm just trying to get it so you guys see it the way I'm able to see it in person, so it doesn't look too different from how it is on camera. Well, the only difference is just a tiny bit darker than what I'm seeing. Well, not really, to be honest. It's actually just a tiny bit, but it's not that much of a difference because the basement's dark anyway, so. Alright, let me go ahead and move it up to medium. There we go, yeah, but I heard it humming after like the second point, which is something I kind of noticed with this fan. Out of all the other hunters, this one actually hums quite a bit. That I tested down here. I know it hums that loud on the high speed, so I was confused for a bit. That is the only thing I don't like about the fan, is just the pull chains can be a bit of a pain to pull through those knobs. But in this case, this fan's an exception of me disliking these bull lights for that reason. I like the look of bull lights, but that's just my only complaint about them, is that the chain can be a bit of a pain to pull. Now, many people in the community don't like them, which I'm okay with that, but I've always liked the look of them. And I grew up with seeing a lot of bull lights as a kid, so I don't have anything against them. But the one thing I do dislike is like a lot of fans, they use them, and it just looks so very unoriginal in a sense, unless it has like a unique shade like this one does. That's the only thing that I don't like about them. It's just like it's very repetitive, whereas fans that have like light shades, they can have like unique looking shades, and they do make unique bull shades like these. There's a lot of people just buy the plainest looking ones, and that's maybe what a lot of companies offer, just very plain looking ones. So yeah. But yeah, this moving good. They are medium. And this medium speed is basically the high speed of many fans nowadays, unfortunately. But yeah, it's definitely. I mean, it definitely doesn't seem as well made. It's like a Hunter Art Nouveau or Nove, something like that. Or Casablanca, obviously. But it seems like just a regular Hunter fan. In all honesty, the build's decent. Oh, it's good. It's not like Coastal Breeze build. Well, actually, not going back to that. I do remember that these are basically the same motors that Hunter Coastal Breeze Plus is used. I'm not 100% sure. The design's about the same, but it might have a bigger motor or something. Who knows? But again, those 42-inch fans that Hunter made in the 2000s era and such, or the late 90s, early 2000s and such, like the Beacon Hills and such, are pretty powerful fans, and they do use pretty large motors, so that would explain this one performing about the same as those in terms of like power, I guess. But yeah. Go ahead and show it with the light. It definitely was a very nice fan to look at with the light on. I definitely do feel that. I honestly think it would have been cool if they made this in like to finish the fan in black as well. But I really do feel that the brushed nickel goes better with it. But I definitely feel it would have been a unique look to it. Something I'd love to do is get a spare set of blades of these, because these ones are a little bit beat up, and like have somebody or have like an artist paint the black side like a space look, but just like the stars, kind of like basically try to replicate what's on the space blade side of this, but without the spaceship. I think that would look really unique. Alright, let's go ahead and move it up to the high speed. Now this fan definitely goes very fast. I mean, it is a 40-inch fan, and usually those are pretty fast fans. Oh, this actually could just be... See, I'm not sure how big the motor is in the Coastal Beats Plus compared to this one, because I never had both two of them aside from each other to really open up and see, but I'd say that the motor housing is the same as that, but the motor is more of one that they use on the 52-inch model, because it had like those little smaller vents on them, whereas I know a lot of the smaller Hunters from that time period didn't really have those small vents in the center, where this one does. So yeah, like a low profile from Home Depot that I have, usually the same motor housing, switch housing and everything, but the 42-inch one, and it doesn't have vents on it, whereas this one does. So assume this one uses more of the same motor as the 52-inch one would. It's just that it uses the housing of a small looking fan. But also, I do remember around this time period that a lot of their 50-inch fans had smaller motor housings like this one does. So that could also be another thing. Probably just to make the fan itself look bigger by giving it a smaller motor housing. But yeah, I do remember when I first got this, Nicholas Lauer, better known on YouTube as... Well, he's changed his name so many times now, but back then he was known as Alexander Mark III. So, no, Fans Galore, that's his new channel name. But this video I've been dedicating to you, because I remember you had one of these as a kid in your bedroom, and then your parents replaced it with a Harbor Breeze Crosswind, so yeah. I think this road time sank. I remember this video, he liked it, the original one, he liked it a lot. I'm honestly surprised though that the blades are not that out of alignment with the way I had the blade arm stored many years ago. Now, the one thing I don't like about the grommets on this specific fan is, for some reason, the black grommets on this, they, like, if I touch it, there'll be like an imprint of it on my finger, like the ink of it or something. I don't know why. It's never something I've never seen Hunter fans do before, but for some reason, the grommets on this specific one does that. It's like the moisture that's on them or something, it's like sticks onto you or something, I guess. I do remember back then when I first got it, I thought it moved an insane amount of air, and still moves a good amount of air, but that was before I tested a lot more powerful fans. So, but that doesn't mean that this fan doesn't move good air. It actually does move pretty good air, especially for its size and it being more of a newer fan. But it's not like classic Montgomery movement, or more than a regular spinner motor hunter. But yeah, it definitely is a good air mover though, without a question. There's some spinner motor hunters that I've tested that don't move as much as this, and I feel like what really gives this fan the edge to move more air is that it has very wide blades. So I definitely do feel that it does increase the air movement this fan moves. Show off the white. And yeah, the video did cut off. I just figured I'd just pick it up where I left off. Honestly, this fan would even look good in my bedroom since I have dark blue walls and such. Well, regular blue walls. Like a navy, but... See, I really do feel... there's a YouTuber, Lewis, who has one of these in his bedroom with the blue ceilings, which I think looks really nice. I really do like how that looks. So if you're watching this, I really love that install of yours in your bedroom. Yeah, definitely for anybody that's looking for a cool kids type fan or like a unique space theme fan, this is definitely one I'd recommend. As they still do make them to this day, since I'm not sure how. I don't know if they're even better than as the older ones. Cause I know sometimes, but very rarely, a more modernized version of something, there's improvements to them. But it's not always the case. But still, I haven't. From what I've seen of the newer ones, they look to perform exactly the same as this. So it's not one that goes a lot slower, like some fans have. When they modernize them, they made them go even slower than like a slower high speed and such. But yeah, it's definitely a fan I'd recommend. I mean, I remember back when they were selling these, they were like 150. Price might have gone up since then. And this is back when I remember them selling them in the store. They do sell them online, I know that, but they don't sell them in person no more at Home Depot. Spin down. Now, in the original video, I never did a spin down on it because at the time, I had to do multiple takes on this fan without it running out. Because at the time, I didn't redo iMovie or anything, and every time I tried doing spin down, I'd run out of space and had to redo the whole video. And I was more on a tighter schedule to really film because I was finishing up a college course I was doing for the summer at the time, and I wanted to get a video of it up before I went to the DR at that time too. So now we can finally see a spin down on it. Now I do remember it being somewhat long, not like extremely long, but it was like a good few minutes, maybe longer. But it's been a while since I've had this fan run and do a spin down on it. So we'll see how long it takes for it to stop here. Something I actually do like about these later 2000 hunters is that the canopy looks really nice. which I guess, and I'll show it after it's on spinning down. Hold on. I mean, and I think went back to the older mounting system for that Hunter did compared to the early 2000s one, which a lot of collectors don't like. It makes it wobble a lot more. Basically, the one that my Passport 2 in the kitchen had. No, I'm pretty sure they don't even use that mounting system anymore today. Hunter, since they got like a more, it's like the Hunter Agate that I have has a different mounting system than this. Something I'm actually kind of surprised that they didn't sell in showrooms too. To be honest, I feel like something like this would be something that would catch a lot of people's attention in a showroom. Definitely does have decent spin down to it from what as I remembered. It's not one that stops within 2 minutes. It's definitely going more than that, or longer than that. So. And from what I remember, even now, I feel like this could be one of the fans that has the longest in my collection that has the longest spin down. But there's still a lot of fans that I have not tested, so I can't say that really. But Hunter wise, this might be the one that has the longest spin down. It's like, though I do know the Infinity Mine Wolfing has a pretty long one as well. But yeah, well, yeah, just as I was mentioning with the canopy, such. Now to put it on reverse. And interestingly enough, this one it's actually in a reverse direction. So I'm guessing whoever put it or something had the reverse switch. Whoever was like putting this fan together in the factory, they reversed it by accident. Put it upside down. Here it is on will reverse. Well, yeah, it's definitely interesting looking back at this fan and as it being like a fan I got for graduation in high school, whereas now I'm supposed to be graduating college. It's not really going to be the same feeling due to graduation being luckily graduated from my class hasn't been canceled. It is postponing it, but it still feels weird, especially not being able to finish up the senior year the way we expected to. But testing this fan does bring me back to the feeling of like graduating high school and finishing up high school back then. So it kind of does bring me back to that feeling. Well, I was supposed to graduate last year. I had to stay an extra year at college due to them finding excuses to keep me on campus of lacking credits and such, or requirements. Luckily, the college I go to isn't really that expensive. It's a state school, which is honestly, in my opinion, the smartest way to do college. If you're going to go to college, try to go to the cheapest one close by and such, so you don't have to dorm. I mean, it is a good experience to dorm, but a lot of people go to these faraway schools, really expensive schools, just for the name and such. Then you end up with a lot of debt. Whereas in my case, I'm going to one that's not expensive, just been commuting, have very little debt to pay back. So it's a smart way to do it. Just a lot of people, they just like to go to the big name schools to show off and such. But then they're the ones that end up with a lot of debt to pay. So, yeah. Alright, reverse medium. And I do know this video is definitely a bit longer than it should be. I do apologize, but sometimes with fans I have a lot of commentary to give on it. That's what happens, but that's why I do the new commentary videos and the iMovie remakes for the ones that don't want to see extremely long videos. I have a lot of commentary to give on it. I'm feeling actually quite a bit of air from it on reverse over here. Definitely is going pretty fast. Something I can, for me, if it goes really fast, the way to tell is when it's going to, on camera, when it's spinning, looks like it's spinning the opposite direction of it that it's going when it's on high speed. That's my way of telling when a fan goes pretty fast. But yeah, that'll be it for this video. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed, and stay tuned for more videos to come.